back
like,
up.
I was asleep for like till 6 my time, and then I sort of forgot that there was a D&D day today because I was eating something.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I did not get much sleep last night. Had a shocker. Anyway, let us leave.
So the group gave you 40 of the 100 gold.
E40.
From the transporting goods to the town.
Yeah, but why didn't we just go with the 30-30, the 33-33-33 split and then gave the last gold?
Oh,
Something
I
else.
forgot about that. I forgot about that. That's why you needed to be here.
I didn't. I thought I said that though.
I don't. Well, then again, I got disconnected actually.
Or here's a better idea: we should start looking at party funds. So we give ourselves 25, 25, 25, and put 25 in for party funds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and just say that, kind of retcon that.
Because that way, if we can put some money away for party funds, if we ever need to dip into them, we'll have them.
Alright, so which one of you is going to keep track of the party fund?
How's about Atlas? Since he kind of seems to act like the party leader more often.
We are a council.
I think he would probably do better with the money, though.
Right, yeah. Can we update my character with some of those spectacles that most accountants have? Just buy a book and quill. Yeah, so I am also going to buy, if I can, buy a book, a quill, and some ink so that I can start keeping track of things.
So a quill is 5 silver, a book is 2 gold.
Right, yeah.
And ink is 2 silver per vial.
Alright.
Oh,
now, quick question. Is there a magical item in your world that would be considered a quill of unending ink?
Yeah, but you would have to get it ordered to this place.
Would that be considered a common magical item or an uncommon magical item?
I'd consider it common.
Right.
That's the sort of thing that nobles would want to have.
Ah, yes, because my god, the amount of paperwork they'd have to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, also good news. My roommate's gone down to Sydney, so you're not going to hear him swearing or anything.
Oh,
so what I'm hearing is you've now got your allocated swearing back.
I've got my allocated swearing back. I can finally say.
Oh, by the way, Merlin, because we're level 4, we figured out what our special things we did to actually get sent here.
Right.
And
let me get Atlas's.
You should be level 4 now.
Well, so
what's my XP?
You would have gained 1,535 XP, Atlas.
1,535.
And this is from just the first 2 months.
1,535. Do I have that correct?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna forget it as soon as I open the folder up. I should have been opening all these folders up before, but I wasn't because big bump. All right, so 1,535. So that brings that up to 70. Brings that up to 7. Brings that up to 277.
I don't have enough XP to level up to level 4. Let's go.
I just make it.
Oh.
Alright. So this is also day 66 plus 50, so that is day 106.
When did we get to that XP?
At the end
Has
of
there
the 2
been? Okay, so for the next month, whilst doing various jobs, those of us who can, will also be training to level up. I'll also hopefully be able to continue increasing my strength.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Merlin is now an artificer because he, was working with an alchemist.
Nice. So, artificer, alchemist, or artillerist?
So essentially what it is, it's the one where I don't get my specialty until 3rd level.
Yeah. So, which one are you going to go for? Is it alchemist, or are you going to look at something else?
I don't know. Maybe I'll look for Thunder Cannon?
No idea.
So,
that way I got
something else
ranged
for you
attacks
guys to
while
know.
I'm moving.
So, when you first arrived in this world, the moon, there was just one in the sky. As the months have gone by, there are now 2 more that are becoming visible, but they appear to have much, much longer cycles.
Right.
Hmm.
Time to forget that knowledge.
Oh,
Alright,
by the
so
way,
to start
the
off with,
One is faintly green, one is faintly yellow, and one is faintly red. The red one appears to have the longest cycle, and it is currently half full. So is the yellow one.
so does this seem correct to you, guys? With this book, I shall have notes, quests. What else should I need written down?
track of any important information.
Yes, party funds.
Yep, party funds.
Moment, it is a resounding 25 gold.
Yippee.
Let's go.
Oh, so you
Uh,
bought the book out of your own?
yeah, I'll be buying it from my own funds. Party funds are for when people need a dip in. Like it's there to save up so that once we're looking at items, if there is an item that would be extremely useful to the party for a certain party member, that would be an overall better thing for the whole group, we'd be able to dip in those funds. Or if we needed an emergency dip in those funds because, say, I don't know, meta, a monk suddenly joined our party, smuggled drugs, got caught smuggling drugs, decided to kill the guards, and then get caught again, put into a cart, set the cart on fire, and ram it into a person that they'd asked about the drugs.
How did you know about the 4th person?
Let's just say I have experience.
Oh, is it one of the members of the filling campaign?
No, but they used to be part of a Friday game I was part of, and when they got caught by the guards, they just said, "You know what? Fuck it. I asked this florist about drugs, gave them a lot of money to not tell the cops, and they told the cops. So I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory by killing them in a flaming cart."
You know what? That sounds like Fleeting.
uh,
Oh,
that was a meta thing, anyway. So, how much was it for 2 pots of ink?
Each one is 2 silver.
2 silver, and I just got to make sure I get these numbers right. So, a book is 1 gold.
Yep, in this town, a book is 1 gold, a quill is 5 silver, and a ink vial is 2 silver.
Will 5 silver, and 2 ink pots will be
4 silver.
Merlin, by the way, would actually buy some common clothes since, the ones he originally had are all torn up.
Okay. Common clothes are 1 gold.
All right.
Give me a sec. That sounds cheap.
Yes, it is.
Oh, also, again, wait a minute, hold on, Ezra, you don't have enough XP to level up?
I don't.
What's your XP at?
2383.
Rick, let us go
No,
to the bounty board. Is there a horde of rats?
No, you have enough. You have enough, dude.
There is nothing
2383. It's
rat related on the.
Damn, horde of rats would have gotten you right there. But if you have 2,700 plus, you will have enough.
Yeah, I don't. I only have 2,800. No, 2,383.
I was going to say 2,800. Yeah, you do.
No, not
Okay,
2,800. 2,383.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was that
I thought
because
you were having
of? Is that because of earlier events before I was part of the group?
Yeah.
Did you
so I
like
leveled
die?
up. Yeah, I died. So.
Right, that
No,
might
you
be
didn't
why.
die. Oh, wait.
Nah, I
No,
did.
you didn't die.
No, I got knocked out, but I got knocked, but I also still lost XP.
No,
Yeah.
what he's talking about is before he joined the session.
Before I joined the game.
Yep.
Oh,
Anyway.
well, that doesn't make sense because Merlin died as well, and he would have lost XP.
Actually,
Uh,
Ezra
And
died
he
twice.
still. Really? I think you're thinking of Jonesy, aren't you? Because I remember him only dying once.
I think I
I
only
know
died.
Jonesy is the highest death count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you want me to keep track on how many pages of things I type in?
No, that won't be an issue.
So, by the way,
Okay.
Cox, Merlin figured out why he was sent to this world. The special reason why he was sent here.
Right.
He sunk Atlantis.
Ah, now I know why he said not everything was, pleasant. Now I understand why Jack said that not all of us were brought back because we did pleasant things.
Yep.
Now I'm wary on what I've done.
Do you want me to pop you
And-
into secret conversations to tell you?
If it's not going to interrupt the flow of the game, sure.
So, Atlas was born in 2010 and grew up in New York. Roughly 2024-2026, the city fell into ruins after some sort of apocalyptic event. People started bleeding out of their ears and bleeding out of their eyes. Not everyone, though.
You said 2026 to 2024, yeah?
Yep. Roughly when he was 14 to 16. After that, Atlas pretty much... Well, he survived on his own for quite some time, for about 2 years. Then he found a few people and they started following him. Eventually he built a following around himself. And he was a leader for a group of about 200 to 250 people. Those people set up new rules for the city. And they pretty much not exactly renovated the city, but made the city their own little place. Unfortunately, over the coming decades, as the group grew in size, things started to happen, such as other factions outside of the city wanting New York. Atlas managed to deal with
Right.
them.
So it wasn't just the apocalypse didn't just affect New York. It affected the country or the world.
As far as Atlas knew, the entire world.
Right.
Okay. So, Atlas's group, by about 2050, when he was in his 40s, was about, where is it? About 8,000 people inside.
That is a substantial number. That's if we're going with what you stated a bit ago. If that's one guard for every 10 people, that's 800. That's basically the original following worth of people who can take up arms, which
Yep.
is a significant number.
They had quite the force.
But I'm going to guess there was that here comes the tragedy.
Yeah. Turns out, doesn't matter how many people you have, you can't survive a nuclear reactor exploding.
Oh. Well, I can't exactly save people from that now.
Fortunately, Atlas was one of 3 people who actually found out about this before it actually occurred.
Right.
He managed to evacuate New York, getting his people as far away as possible, but he attempted to save the city because it was one of the last really flourishing cities. Like, for the most part, it was self-sustaining with everything he's had set up. So he and 2 others died in the blast. The other 2 were...
I'm going to need you to send me all of this so I can add it to my notes.
I can send it to you at the end of the session.
Sweet. Because this is going in notes.
Yep. But yeah, his divine feat was saving some of the last of humanity.
Was he a human at that stage, or was he?
He was a human.
Oh, yeah.
The theme for Dragonborns are they're normally people who died to some sort of event. In this case, you died to radiation, which is why you're a gold Dragonborn.
Right, but I don't know that little tad bit of information yet. Because if I did, I would just immediately look at the other Dragonborn in the party and be like, you died from some sort of very cataclysmic event that damaged your body in some sort of violent fashion.
Well, yes, that is what happened. Sorry, he's probably got my favourite death out of all of you.
Can't wait to find out.
Okay. Popping back to the table, unless you've got any questions.
No questions apart from asking you to send me that information at the end of the session so that I can just pop it into my notes, because now I have a book. And yeah.
Let
we are back.
Quinn the... Oh, hey.
Plus, I swear we're going to have felony make us go through, so should be fine.
So Atlas, just to let you know, your character and Ezra in character don't actually know about what Merlin did with Atlantis.
Yeah, don't worry. I found out a little more meta about something about Dragonborns, but I can't outright use it because it's meta.
Okay, that's
Anyway,
more or less what the board currently looks like.
So for this next month, because it takes the same amount of weeks as it does yada yada to level up, right?
Spending 8 hours a day.
We will be looking to find a way to help Ezra find a few more things to get done in those 4 weeks, so that Ezra can also join in. So if there's anything that it looks like we can help Ezra get done.
Yeah, Merlin actually, so a lot of bodies keep showing up because of the cultists. About 30 or more have shown up in just the 2 months.
Oh, and we haven't
Yeah.
found any leads.
Nope.
Between 20 and 30 have
so-
shown up during the past 2 months.
So what Merlin
Any
is
symbols on them?
No, though some are missing heads. And some
Some
have
are
had their
missing
head just ripped off.
heads. So there's absolutely nothing on their bodies. We don't know.
Make an investigation check. All 3 of you, I should say.
Alright. I just realized I'm not even on roll 20. I am so prepared.
Wait, what's the roll?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Okay.
I got an 18.
So the 18 and 19 let you know that the body doesn't have any blood left in it.
Oh.
Meta Nam flashbacks to a different time.
So Atlas, what's your intelligent modifier? I can.
I don't have one.
Oh, so just a flat 1d20.
Yeah, I'm rolling it now anyway. 14.
Okay, 14.
Though
That's
to
still high
figure
enough
out
to know
that.
that there isn't blood in it.
Alright, then in that case, I would like to also roll, or, actually, are any of you, do any of you remember much about medicine? I'm not exactly a medical man.
I know enough, I suppose.
Do you think you could have a look at how they managed to drain the whole blood? Because it seems
Sure.
quite barbaric.
So Merlin is going to do a medicine check to see how they did it, and he's also going to use guidance.
Looks like they've... roll. Okay. Looks like they've chopped off the head and turned the body upside down to drain it of all its blood.
That's a 22. Does that reveal anything more?
The DC for it was 17.
Nice.
Oh.
And
Alright,
now what
so-
about magical uses? Maybe this is a sacrifice and it is used in some sort of ritual. Would there be any magical residue, maybe?
Can I use detect magic as a ritual to see if there's any magic residuants?
Sure.
Okay.
Meta was apologies. Have you already tried this, guys, or is this?
No, they haven't tried
Nope,
anything
this
yet.
is new. I mean, the most we did was decide to have Merlin transform into a spider for 2 hours a night to look around and keep an eye out.
And the only thing you saw was a shadowy person who lost track of.
Quick question. How did I learn of my past? Was it through a dream or someone told me?
It's sort of like you're just remembering things on occasion.
Right.
Dreams are the most common way for you to remember it, but it's sort of like you look at something and it just reminds you of it.
Oh, that explains why I was in a weird place surrounded by a city that was decrepit.
You want to tell, since I told you what my defined feat was, even just meta-wise. Do you want to share it with the rest of us?
So meta, turns out I was a leader before I started being some sort of more of a pushing presence here. I was a leader of a group of 8,000 strong. No matter how many people you have, though, you cannot stop something as great as a nuclear explosion going off. To explain what a nuclear explosion is, imagine, I would say maybe 8 high level fireballs, I guess, except on a massive scale. You can't exactly save your people from that, but I told them to get. I managed to evacuate the citizens, and me and 2 other colleagues went in to try and stop it, to see if we could save the city that was self-reliant, failing in the process. I'm not exactly a nuclear tech guy.
You just completely smashed the machine, hoping it would stop.
I kicked it, and like that should do it. Kicks it.
Sorry, I just
stops
pictured a
making-
barbarian staring at it and realizing, I know how to solve this. Rage.
Rage, kicks the machine, it stops making a sound. See, it worked. Plans for the party. See, the sound stopped. That's a bad sound. That was water cooling. You stopped the water pumps.
You just see the wizard
Oh.
casting teleport.
Oh, water cooling, guys. So has anyone
Oh,
started to have the same memories as I have? It seems that I was surrounded by tall buildings, much taller than these. Concrete and steel and glass.
Wait a minute, he would know in detail of what happened, wouldn't he? Or wait a minute, he's explaining it in character more.
Yeah, this is now
straightforward.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
he's
just like
explaining it.
of
'cause the
buildings
two of
much
us
taller than
don't-
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the two of us don't have much knowledge of that, so he's explaining. Okay, I got really confused.
Well, now I'm talking non-meta. I'm just like, has anyone else had memories? I seem to remember buildings much taller than these, some 50 stories of concrete, steel, and glass. Oh, that was too much information for Melon. You back? What do you need me to repeat?
So after you said about big buildings with glass and stone, I got
Yeah.
cut off.
I just said, anyone else remembering anything? It seems I'm remembering a past life with buildings that stretched into the sky made out of glass, stone, and steel.
Well, I remember a magical city that ended up sinking into the ocean.
A magical city. Sounds a bit like, what was that old tale that I heard of? It will come to me at some point.
You can make a history check.
Oh no. Is Merlin going to need to make a deception check to try and not show a reaction?
You've got no idea what city it is.
Athlon. It was definitely Athlon.
Merlin in his head. Oh, thank God. He didn't know it was Atlantis.
It was right next to Pompeii when Pompeii was covered in Man, I'm having a real hard time remembering my history. It will come to me. So, has anyone else remembered anything from their past?
I'm afraid I don't.
Just really a magical city sinking into the ocean. That's really it.
Did you
Right.
see how it sank? Or why it sank?
Nope.
Oh, that's
Shouldn't.
a blatant deception right there. Netta, that's
He's-
blatant deception.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you're
he's
not
got
tr-
bad charisma. He's
none
got
of us-
bad charisma.
But
He's got
none of
bad
us have any reason to not believe you at the moment. So there isn't any reason for us to
be trying to figure it out.
try and figure it out, unless for some weird reason out that there's a passive insight as well as passive perception.
Passive insight is a thing.
Right. Well then,
So
what's your
should
passive deception,
So
if that's a thing?
That's a thing.
Uh,
I don't think I've ever seen it used, but yeah, I guess this would be a situation where it
so-
applies.
So I have a negative 2. So
You
it's
have an-
8.
You have an
It's
8, and I have a insight. I would guess passive insight of 11.
Okay, so something about what he just said rubs you the wrong way out.
I'm going to guess you don't want to talk about it,
Not
but
really.
it sounds like you are not truthful in the fact that you may know why. As for me, I will tell you that a great ball of fire consumed me. That is how I died.
Meta? That's actually somewhat similar to me. I died in a volcano or something.
As Atlas sort of glances towards a volcano. Don't suppose it was that one.
Oh wait, no, that wasn't meta.
Oh, that was in meta. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not level 4 just yet, so I don't know. How I...
Oh no, you got
how
your
I
memories
died.
back.
Oh,
That's
I
why
did.
I decided to tell you.
That's because we're spending. Remember, it takes about a year if you
Yeah,
don't
it
forget.
takes time, not just a... Once you're past level 3, you unlock it over time.
Oh, I see.
Oh, anyway, back to the ritual to find out if
So,
there was any spooky
There
magic.
is magic on the actual core.
Oh, what school?
Can I use... Oh yeah, what school?
It appears
Because-
to be not abjuration, evocation.
I would like to
Evocation.
use identify on it to figure out the more specific detail.
Okay, let me get that spell.
Pardon me.
Can I cast that as a ritual? I don't think I can.
It is a ritual spell.
Okay, I am casting it as a ritual.
Okay. It doesn't appear to be a spell that did.
Alright. So this evocation magic on the corpse, but as for any more details, I can't really figure it out.
It's almost like it's slightly distorted.
Maybe you should ask Jack and see what he thinks.
Sure, why not?
With this new information at hand, he may have a few more ideas himself.
Okay.
Meta, can't wait for us to come up to Jack with this information. And, like, he's just like, very interesting. Already know this. And then he sends us away. And then we find cultists set out door, ready to attack us. And it turns out that Jack is the cult leader. That's just meta there.
Oh, he's laughing. It's true. That's son of a... But no, seriously, that'd be funny if that were the case.
So you guys got to Jack.
Yep.
Wait, hang on, hold, hey, wait, hey, whoa, hold, hang on. Meta, I just read The Bounty Boy. What is this child trafficking I see here?
That recently went up.
I'm gonna have some words with Jack about that too.
Okay.
And be like, what is this about? Yada yada.
How can I help you?
So
Well,
we
sorry,
we
you
discovered
go on.
we discovered a few things about one of the corpses, or a few of the corpses, I should
Yeah,
say.
a few of the people have started to call him the Ripper. Can't wait till we find who it is.
So apparently evocation magic was used on it, although I couldn't identify anything specific.
Yeah, we found that out. The alchemist was able to help us with that.
That might be our next step then, to go ask him if he has any more information. Because they're also drained of all their blood.
Yeah, it appears they're using it for some sort of ritual or something. At least that's the
Blood
rituals.
best conclusion we've been able to come to.
Would there be a way that we would be able to be non-intrusive on everyone's life, but be able to still keep an eye on everyone at once?
Not that I know of. Though if you come up with something, I'm happy to hear it.
I have ideas, but the ideas would be
Ooh.
more intrusive of, say, going house to house searching, but that is ill-needed because we could be disturbing well-mannered
Wait a minute.
citizens.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Meta, has Merlin seen a dog?
No, I don't think there. No, there's no animal. There's no dogs or cats in the city.
Ah, shoot, because he could have transformed into a dog and sniffed it out.
I mean, Atlas might know what a dog looks like. He'll try and draw it for you, but it will just look it like a. We'll just draw this really weird-looking stick figure, and you'll be like, I can't turn into this. Just imagine seeing a stick figure dog, the druid, just running around with like straight legs, and it just looks like it bouncing straight legs around the place.
The 2D druid.
I mean, I do have a spell that I can cast for an alarm, although it's limited in what it can do.
We tried a few alarm
what
spells
else?
on doors, but it appears that the person has not come inside building.
What else have we noticed about these bodies? So, Meta again. What else have we noticed about these bodies? Are they any particular race, gender?
There is no pattern when it comes to race, gender, or age.
And there's no
Ooh.
symbols left. Just usually their heads have been either torn off, cut off, or left intact. Or is there no heads at all?
There appears to be no heads at all sometimes.
Ooh, I have an idea. And Merlin leans over to Jack and mentions, why don't I use that spell on, say, a couple of jackets and have a few people walk around while we wait for him to strike?
Can
Since
the alarm
I'll get
spell
in
be
a...
used mobile?
that Aiden said allowed it. Though, I mean...
What level is it? Level 1, isn't it?
Yes, it's level 1.
Wait, no, common clothes. That's actually more expensive, geez. Alright.
I mean, it doesn't really specify if it has to be in a set area.
Yeah, it's an area.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Alright, that's a shame.
Alright, well, I have a small plan.
let
So
me in
wait a
on it.
minute, hold on. I just want
I'm
to
going
clarify.
to... Sorry, go on, Merlin.
I just want to clarify real quick. Is this after the downtime period and
This is after the 2 months.
Yeah, so
you
we
mean-
still have a month. We still have a month of training before we can level up.
Okay.
We would not be resting. We would be training to get ourselves to the next level, but we would not be resting if people are just dying around us. That just...
Yeah, we still be keeping an eye out. So I guess
Alright. I'm gonna walk up to Merlin and I'm going to say, why don't we start going from front house to front house and start casting detect magic until we find some more powerful evocation magic. And then we
Oh.
shall come back to Jack and tell him of the houses that we have marked down in my
Oh.
book.
Okay, that'd be a good idea.
Then, Jack, if you have the authority, we can get a piece of paper from you saying that we can search house to those houses.
Sounds good to me.
But let me go ahead and use a spell to sneak around and do that, because if people, well, see me doing that, it could tip off the killer.
Good idea. Would you like to use
Uh,
my book?
Sure. And
All right.
Merlin goes ahead and takes it.
I give him the book, quill, and an ink pot. Bring these back. You notice that in the book there is currently writing of Atlas's memories and information on the bodies.
What language is it written in?
It's written in it's written in Humonic.
Humonic.
For a second, I thought you were about to say
No.
I think that's why you said humonic.
I will always call it Humonic because just because.
That is fine
Because
with
you
me.
find it funny. So, I wanted to ask, can Merlin cast a concentration spell on himself and then cast a ritual, or will he need to use a spell slot?
I don't believe ritual spells break concentration.
Oh, I just realized how big. Oh my god.
Wait a minute.
So Meta, I'm just looking around this town and I just noticed how big the graveyard is.
Yeah.
Um, 30 more bodies have just been added to it.
Yep.
How big is this town?
This town is less than 4, maybe 5 years old.
How many people?
2 to 3 on average per building.
Right. So, and there's killings at least once a week, or every
Once every
second
2 to
day.
3 days.
Right.
Occasionally 2 days in a row. Never
Well, it's
2 bodies
always
in a
with
row.
alone, and it's always people who are alone. It seems. Am I correct in this?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Yeah. Until then, Merlin, I shall be doing the other job that I was going to do, which is work the fields.
Alright.
If you need anything, you know where to find me. So I am now going to look at the bounty board, have a look at where I need to go start helping move the fields,
Okay.
till the fields, and I shall then start heading to that location.
Okay, so you start working the field.
Alone.
Ezra, is there
Speaking of,
anything
from the
you're
past
wanting
2
to
months,
do?
you would have gotten 50 gold from it.
50 gold.
Wait,
I
how much would Merlin have gotten from his?
5 times 50, 250.
Nice.
So I've got 50. I will put 15 into
Days
party
on the month, I'll
funds, bringing it up to 40 GP, which leaves me with 35. So I got 35 on top of my usual gold.
Yep. Also, lifestyle expenses are 1 gold base per week, not per day.
So what would that mean? It would mean that
-4.
Minus 50 gold.
minus no, not
No,
minus
no,
50 gold.
Yeah,
Just gonna
that's
s-
me being dumb.
4.
That's being dumb.
So it's been, how long have we been here for? The last 2 months, you said?
Yep. So that is
Also 8
5
weeks,
weeks
so 8.
worth. Sorry,
Oh,
that's
fine.
10 weeks in total.
10 weeks. All right, 10 weeks. So that's 10 gold. Cool.
Okay.
All right. That's very manageable. Just keep the updated character save.
Okay. So how long are you guys going to use your downtime for the 4 weeks?
Downtime will most likely be Merlin will be doing will be keeping track of what's going on, trying to find some more information.
Yeah,
Uh,
essentially
then-
each day for about 2 hours, since Pass Without Trace lasts for 2 hours, he'll be going around to houses and buildings and using detect magic.
Okay, and you're still keeping up the 8-hour a day shift with the alchemist?
Yep.
Okay. Ezra, you're still working the field?
Yep.
Okay.
And training.
I will also be working the fields, and when I have downtime, I shall, as usual, be trying to increase my strength.
Alright.
Actually, on second thought, I remember some of my past. I remember what I was. I'm going to work on my charisma.
Alright.
Can I work?
So
on
towards some more charisma. So do I have to roll the thing as I did before?
Well, how are you going to develop your charisma first?
I'm looking at trying to persuade. So I will see if I can. Actually, good point. How do I do something like that? Because I can think of one way, but and this is meta. I can think of one way, but it involves me becoming the leader of this town through a vote system. Vote for me, and this is what you will get. But I don't think Jack. I think Jack's worked too hard on this place for me
You
to
think
just
he
turn
made
around.
a democracy?
Yeah, as I said, I think Jack has worked too hard on this place to have that as an ideal in his mind. He might make it a democracy after he dies, but while he's alive, probably not.
Alright.
So I will probably, I guess I'll try and work on my strength. No, con.
Alright.
I'll shoot myself with small bullets to build up resistance to bigger cup. Sorry,
So
it's
a
an
lot of
old
endurance
joke.
work?
Yeah, a lot of endurance work.
Alright.
Which is something that he would be doing in the field as well, which means he would be doing a lot of training.
Yep. Make the constitution check once for each week.
Alright. I will make it for the first week. Ask you if how Merlin's going, and then so on and so forth, just in case. We end
Okay,
up.
so 10 minutes, so that means he can do 10 houses in 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hold on, is Find Familiar? I just want to make sure. Is Find Familiar an
Alright.
artificer spell?
Is Find Familiar or what?
Artificer spell.
I'm not sure. I don't
Week
think it-
one, I do not. Week one, I do not increase. Also, there's only one way I'm going to be increasing my con, by the way, because a D20 can only once you're rolling with negative threes, there's only one thing that you can get, and then afterwards you can't get anything higher.
Yeah, there's a point where you can train to, and then from there on you have to invest ASIs to get beyond that.
Yep.
Okay, so
But yeah,
let's take a
week
look at the
one.
Artificer spell list.
Wait a minute, it is?
No, he's checking.
Oh,
Find
okay.
Familiar is not on their cantrip. That's because it's a first level spell.
Oh, first level spell. Fancy.
Okay, it is not on their spell.
Oh, okay. I'm a bit sad about that. Because I could make my familiar a spider and then cast Detect Magic through it.
Okay, so after the week, you've gone through all of the houses trying to find it, and you have not. Well, there is magic in the houses, but there's not anything as potent as the stuff that you came across.
I guess I'm gonna go back to check with this information.
Something that you would have all noticed about the age of people here. Most of the children are about the same age.
So, what would you have written down in the book? Nolan?
Minor signs of magic, but nothing like I detected on the bodies. Murderer must be outside of town or in hidden area.
Alright. If you come to me with this information, I'll probably ask you to check the major buildings, like not just houses, but maybe even other places.
Jack's going to go up to one of you and ask, have you guys had any luck trying to find the Ripper?
No. I mean, I've detected magic throughout the entire town, but nothing like what's on the bodies.
Alright. Let me know if you come across something.
So, Meta, just to clarify, was this just Merlin checking out all the houses?
Yeah.
So after
So
this
in the last
point-
in the last week, because it's been a week,
Yes, it's only been 1
how
week
many
to
new
find
how
one.
many new bodies have
Two
appeared
bodies.
or has two more bodies?
One without a
Mi-
head and one with its head severed.
Alright, so both without heads. Blood drained again as before.
Yep.
Is there any signs? Probably investigation. Who's got the best investigation? Because I definitely don't.
I suppose. Hold on, Ezra, you still there?
Yeah, my investigation is a +1.
Okay, Merlin has the best.
Alright.
So investigation plus guidance.
Investigation. Before you roll for investigation, we're looking to see if this killer has started to become sloppy because he may have noticed that there are people taking greater interest, or if he has become more precise because people have been starting to take interest. Because he will have noticed that people are taking note.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking for.
So roll. Okay, it looks like he's become far more careful with what he's doing.
Alright.
Does that +2 add anything? Because I did cast guidance.
DC for it was 16.
Alright.
Okay, so new information.
So probably gonna ask Jack if he could maybe set a curfew.
Alright.
Just a soft curfew for people. Just ask everyone to be indoors by sundown and try not to leave.
Alright, curfew set for 2000.
Try
By the
not to
way,
leave until sunrise, and always, if you do leave, leave in pairs. So put up a notice saying that leave in pairs, stay alive.
By the way, whenever we're while we're talking to you know what? I forgot his name.
Jack?
Yeah, when we're talking to Jack, can I do an insight check on him?
Sure.
With
Also-
guidance, naturally.
Also, I hate to say it meta-wise, but Jack's a poor leader. If bodies are appearing this fast and the curfew wasn't put in place, I would be calling for a new leader to this place. In fact, I'm starting to think that already.
So 17
Okay,
for the
let me
insight.
get where Jack's stuff's it.
Yeah, Merlin's just
It
just
might be.
kind of feels that this, I don't know, seems a little odd.
Yeah. Well, did you end up trying to see if there was any magic coming off of his house that was evocation, or did you only check all the other houses?
I checked all the basic houses, but now I'm going to check more of the bigger buildings, like government buildings or
So the church, the
storehouses.
blacksmith, the
Yeah, the other places. Pretty much any buildings I haven't checked, I'll check.
oh yeah. So I find the meta. This is a great coincidence. James. His name's Jack, and he's said that people are now calling this person the Ripper. You cannot tell me that is a huge coincidence, because it really is.
Your character can now make a history check.
What?
Your character can make a history check.
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome.
4. No, or 1.
Oh damn.
You could have been so great.
Look, if this is a thing I can do weekly, I will continue thinking. I will spend an hour sitting upon a rock in thinking statue pose, thinking, why does Jack and the Ripper seem like such two things that should just go together?
Oh, he turns out to be Jack the Ripper. Oh my god.
Now he meta gets it.
Bro, how did you not get it?
I don't know. Like, I understood, like, there was a criminal named Jack the Ripper, and I understand what you were getting at. But then I just realized, what if in his original life he was Jack the Ripper?
And he's remembered his life, set up an entire. But here's the difference: Jack the Ripper went after prostitutes.
Yes, he did.
The whole town.
This dude only went. This creature is going after everything else. Like,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going after. There is no discernible reason why. So this next week, I will probably be using time to not only try and do con, but I'll use an hour to think. Why does Jack and the Ripper seem to be such a, like, why do these names sound like they should go together? What's going on here? If you're going to allow me.
You may.
By the way,
Cool.
does the 17 uncover anything about Jack? Like he could be hiding something?
You're not getting that sort of vibe off. He seems to be genuinely concerned for the people.
Okay.
Unfortunately, so did the person people suspected Jack the Ripper was.
Yeah, I mean,
They thought that the person that was a suspect is Jack the Ripper. They decided it wasn't him because he was generally concerned about what was going on in his town. Anyway.
So after that,
Whoops.
Merlin is going to sneak around to the other building.
For this
using
next
Pass
week.
Yeah, for the next week, and use detect magic.
So for this next week, I'm going to continue to think on what could be a loose end and not, a dead end thing, but still is a thing.
Make the check.
I will also be doing the con thing as well, whilst out in the field. And finally, I would like an update to see how the curfew and the buddy system works, to see if we have had no deaths this week.
So the notice went out, but it's like people are ignoring it.
A soft notice, and people are ignoring it, and people are dying everywhere.
Yep.
These people, meta, are moronic. I would not be like them. I would be in groups. Anyway, so first the con, and now the intelligence.
You've still got
I
no
mean-
idea what.
These words mean something.
Alright. There has been 4 more deaths this week.
Okay,
Oh.
that is a lot more.
All their
Which
heads are
means,
missing.
all right, because the investigation check went through.
So hold on, did Merlin detect anything from all the other buildings? You know that he didn't check, like the church and the blacksmith and
The church,
places like that.
you're not able to cast magic while you're within the church.
No, well, he's like sneaking around on the outside checking it.
Okay. How close are you getting when you're checking?
As close.
So
close
you're not
as I
able to
need
cast
get.
spells within 15 feet of it.
Doesn't
So-
detect magic have 30 feet in range?
Yeah, you're detecting magic from divine magic and arcane magic.
Anything similar to the magic found on the dead
There's
people.
all different schools of magic coming from. Rather potent magic as well.
I would like to cast Identify to see if I can figure out if there's any magic mixed in with it that's similar to the evocation.
The Identify is nullified.
Well, we're gonna get a warrant to go check out the church to start off with, by the looks of things, because not even the heavens above safe from an investigation like this. People are just dying.
Yeah, that is suspicious. Oh, wait a minute. Can I also use Detect Magic to check all the other bodies as well? To see if there's anything different?
And make sure that does his last investigation, does that mean he gets advantage to check if these bodies are rushed or even more meticulous?
So they appear to be as meticulous as the other, so as the previous
It's
week.
the other two.
Do I
The
detect
detect
the
magic.
killing
So the
have
detect
doubled.
magic does not come up with anything except for the singular corpse that it did come up with it for.
Okay, so he's making sure not to use magic then, so we can no longer track.
Who did we say to? And so there's only one person we said anything about magic to. So that means Jack has blabbed something. So Now we can't trust Jack. He could either be the ringleader or he could be just part of it so that he can stay on top. If
So
we
for-
say that we have that information, he could send his crony after us. Unless he's already about to send his crony after us, which will be bad news for his crony because I'm going to pick him up and tear his head off. After, of course, I get a written testimony. Why is there a 29?
So do I
Uh,
pick anything else up from the other building?
From which other building?
Pretty much I checked all the houses in the first
So,
week,
The
and in this week I'm checking all the
the
non-houses,
school appears to have
businesses.
several alarm spells layered on it. Everything else doesn't appear to have much magic.
I mean, the alarm spells make sense.
So, I know what I'm doing for the next week. On top of everything else I'm doing, which is slowly running out, which means I'm running out of any sort of time to myself. But, what are those people called? The messengers or something? Back when you didn't have TV and whatnot, you'd have someone stand on a pedestal. They'd pull out like a piece of paper and they'd start yelling out to the crowd.
A crier.
A crier, right. I think I might become a crier and just make sure everyone can hear, because I feel like something is being missed here. I want to look at what was sent out to people.
Okay.
What does the paper say?
Merlin does, of course, share the information he's got about the
So on the announcement
church
board,
being...
you can see that it says that there's a 8 p.m. curfew, which is sunset.
Right.
No one should go out beyond this point.
Without company. And no one has followed this. In fact, more people have elected to not follow this.
Correct.
Alright. So they definitely need to hear a voice tell them that it is not a good idea, because if they wish to live, we need someone who we know is good as a crier.
Ezra, are you okay?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
just
here.
you've been quiet a lot, man.
I didn't know when to speak, so kind of just stay quiet.
Well, if you have anything to add, Ezra, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, if you got anything.
Yeah.
I've literally got nothing at all right now, so.
Right, yeah. If you think of anything, though, just butt in.
So Merlin does bring the information back about there being no magic on the new corpses, about the church having a lot of odd things, and pretty much that.
Alright. Who are you bringing that up to?
Ezra and Atlas.
Alright. I'm then gonna ask, should we talk to Jack about maybe having him tell the people in a gathering to stay indoors, because there is a killer on the loose who has been killing. This serial killer is almost considered mass homicide levels of problematic. So people should really be heeding warnings, because it could be them next if they don't follow protocol.
Can I get a investigation check and a passive perception? A perception check from each of you?
Perception check?
Sure.
Yep, and an investigation check. And I'll be right back.
And a investigation check.
Nice.
I love how how my active perception is worse than my passive, and my insight, not so my investigation, is better than my passive investigation.
Yeah.
I got a 16 and a 17, so not bad.
Oh, fair enough.
I got a 7 and a 14, so I got 7 and then doubled.
I got 18 and 7. Man, I'm so hungry.
I actually got one more than my passive
Okay,
perception.
Merlin. You've noticed that
I
the
got
population of
16.
the town doesn't seem to be decreased.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so is that just from the perception or investigation?
From
Oh.
because
Do
if you
the
combined,
others
you
know?
see, the rest of you didn't quite make it.
Ah, fair.
Well, yeah. So
So
do you bring
okay,
this up to us?
Yeah, Merlin just kind of like thinks for a second. He turns to you two and says, "Actually, I don't think the population has gone down at all since this
Then where are
began.
these bodies coming from?
Yeah.
I don't know."
Do we know of anyone else who seems to travel into this town?
On
No.
3 to 4 days a week. Sorry. Yeah, 3 to 4 days a week, there's carriages that go into town. And they leave. There's probably 8 or 9 carriages that come and go.
Without knowing what their heads look like, we can't tell if these are civilians here or if they've come in from other places. They have no
Well,
forms of ID, do they?
Let me
Not on a-
think.
Hmm.
So, another odd thing is the fact that there's no longer any magic on the bodies after we brought it up to Jack.
Right. Well,
I think
unfortunately, I have
honestly,
still come out of a blank for why Jack and the Ripper seem to be such a
Make a history.
another history check already.
can I give him guidance?
Any?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yay. I still don't know.
That's why I never roll guidance in the actual roll together. It always seems to make it low.
Let me just test your theory there, shall I? Nope, still low.
I mean, with the guidance, it could be better.
Right, let's see what the guidance would have
Does
given me.
anyone here have...
Oh, yo.
Oh my god. Alright, well it would have been a 12 if I did it the way that he said.
Does anyone here have... expertise... not perception, proficiency in history?
Nope.
I'm proficient in wisdom and charisma.
It's unfortunate.
Only history.
No.
Ah,
You know what? There's a library here, right?
Yep.
Actually no, there wouldn't be any information on that if he
Alright.
is Jack the Ripper.
But from now on, I suppose we keep information from Jack limited, just in case.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna ask someone this on a bystander real quick. A question.
sure. You
When I'm
speak
out-
to some lady?
Excuse me.
Yes?
What do you call the current events that have been going on? What is the creature you call it as?
Ripper. Don't worry about it, Jack's got it under control.
Are you following the protocol that has been put in place by Jack?
No, why would we?
Because you said Jack has it under control, so you would want to follow what Jack says, yes?
Yeah, but he says it'll be fine.
then I think it is time we get Jack to explain the situation a little more. Because it is fine, but we could be safer. Have a
it'd be
great
nice.
day.
Thanks, you too.
I am going to look at the party, and I'm gonna just look at it and be like, a leader needs to lead by example. It is time for Jack to do so. If he hesitates, he will be that much more of a suspect. He already seems to have blabbed that.
3 minutes later, you hear a scream.
We
Alright.
run to it.
Yeah,
We dash.
Okay.
I dash, definitely.
It's a lady that you were talking to less than a few minutes ago. Her head is now on the ground.
On the ground.
Yep.
Okay, is there
Okay.
any blood drops? Anything any kind of show of someone running off?
No, the head's just gone. There's blood everywhere, though.
The head's gone. I thought you said it was on the ground.
Yes, and off her head.
Right. But the blood is still. She hasn't been drained of blood.
She has not been drained of blood.
There had to have been blood on the blade.
Yeah, but the blade could have been sheathed quickly. Here's now a little bit of meta. If this person is wearing some sort of trench coat or large enough coat, or they have a nice sheath, the blood ain't going anywhere, and they can just go back home, clean the weapon. And there's only several locations that I can think of that would have the cleaning materials that would be needed. One of them being the church, the other being Jack's house, which I'm going to guess is the big blue house right here.
Didn't I already check Jack's house?
Yep, there was no magic there except for alarms.
Yeah,
Okay,
remember.
he could have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember.
he could have removed it.
It was week 2 by the time we checked his house.
Well, that would have been a part of week 1 because it's a house.
Well, we said you. Now I've got to remind you. You said all normal-looking houses for the week, and then we went for government buildings. And Jack is a government official in this place. One of you go gets Jack. Actually, 2 of you go. Elevates at the body.
A few seconds later, you see, before you guys finish running off, you see Jack sprinting down to where the body.
Good.
How did you know?
I heard the
We
scream.
heard her scream.
Where is that? Where is your little protege? The one that greeted us months ago.
Oh, he went to the Celestial Academy.
We could have used his sprinting prowess. He would have gotten there in time. We have a working theory that anyone who is on their own is dead. Jack, we need you to have a community get together and explain to these people why the curfew needs to be put in place, why people need to be walking in groups. Because if people are not walking in groups, this is going to happen more.
I can't risk people leaving a town.
Why not? The population is not going down. The same amount of people come
Yes,
in, the same amount of people die.
I put in a huge amount of effort of getting people to come here and stay.
4 more bodies. 5.
So it might be something
now,
worth
this
pointing
week.
out. His accent has slightly changed.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. What do you mean you put a lot of effort into people coming here and staying?
Well, whenever someone dies, I have to replace them.
And why wouldn't you then put in more measures so we can catch this creature?
Put up a notice saying people to stay inside.
They seem
they're
to be
not
under the
doing it.
impression that everything is under control. So therefore, we need a leader to lead by example. And you are the leader.
By the way, Merlin is going to look at the woman's face and, look at her in general and memorize what she looks like.
Okay. I think it's time for you three to leave.
Jack?
Why does he want us to leave?
I'm gonna walk up to Jack. Jack? I'm not a man of superstition. But back from where I come from, there is an old story about someone that seems to have similar talents in killing bodies. And that means that they were brought back here for that reason. And they're somewhere in this town. And they are doing the same things they did when they were in my world as they did here.
Do you mean Jack
And
the
you-
Ripper?
It seems awfully interesting that your name happens to be Jack, and the people call that the Ripper. Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Why do you want us to leave?
I'm giving you the chance to do what you said you did, which is lead by example. And you want us to leave. As I
cannot
then
risk this. I cannot risk people leaving here just over a few cultists.
I then look around at this town, and as we leave, that's 3 people leaving. That you are making people leave. Therefore, you are losing the numbers that you
You're
want.
Celestials. I need mortals.
Why do you need mortals?
So that I can have a vote at the Celestia table.
And
Celestia
what if these?
table?
And what happens to the celestial table if we go there and tell them that there is a murder on the loose, and the leader of this place has done nothing but sit here and want his votes? That seems like a corrupt politician to me. You want to lead by example? Lead by
He just
example,
points
Jack.
to the board where there's a reward for now 2,000 gold for someone who catches it.
Cool. Now, lead by
Merlin is
example and tell everyone.
Merlin's going to prepare an action for whole person just in case.
Now lead by example, because I'm starting to remember a lot more from my past. And I didn't let my people just die. I didn't let new people come in just because people died.
I will not risk my position over this. They're just mortals dying.
It doesn't
Is-
matter that they're mortals dying. They're still people.
So if we go to the Celestials, wherever they are, this court you talk of, and tell them that you are doing nothing but watch mortals die, will they be as sympathetic?
They will tell me to put up a quest. And that's exactly what I did. I am following protocol, he points down at the ground.
You are following a protocol. Are you some sort of unfeeling creature? These mortals you speak of, we were them once. We were them. So if you think for a second that we should not care for them as much as we cared for ourselves back then, you're no leader. You're just simply a creature looking for sympathy. I died trying to stop something much more powerful than myself.
He calls out, guards!
Bring your guards, and I shall tell them the same thing. I shall tell them that if they cannot find the Ripper, then we are the best bet.
Jack, look,
And-
calm down. We're just trying to help.
He's already made up his mind that he doesn't want the help because he is too scared of losing his position. And if the guards are mortal, and I tell them what he has said to us, I'm sure he will be happy to explain to them why he doesn't care about them. Would you like that, Jack? Would you like them knowing that you don't care about them?
He smirks
You
a little
just care about the
before
votes.
quickly covering up the smirk.
He smirked.
4 guards arrive.
Merlin's
Oh.
Still ready with hold person, by the way.
Well, the guards are here. Are they going to remove the body, or are they going to remove us?
They're looking
Because we are,
towards Jack for instructions.
because we're here to solve a murder.
It is
We're
time
here.
for you 3 to leave.
Hey, guards, are you celestial?
No, immortal.
You're mortals. Jack here doesn't care about you. He cares about the votes that you carry.
They look at Jack and then they look at you and chuckle a little. Sure.
Well, tell me, why should Jack not tell everyone to follow the curfew put in place? Because no one's following it and more people are dying.
That's not really up to us. I mean,
Is it not up to the people to want to be safe?
And is it not strange that no matter how many people die, the population never goes down?
I want Jack to lead by example. You should want Jack to lead by example too. But if you want us to leave, I point to the bounty board. None of that person there, on that cultist, that creature, will continue to kill until someone decides to do something. And no matter how many times we try to explain that, Jack has already decided that we are not worth his time, even though we believe every mortal here is worth our time. Because I'm starting to remember more and more of my past. And one of the things I did was make sure that my 8,000 civilians and soldiers did not die stupid deaths.
make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. Right, yeah, well...
Can I give him guidance?
Are you going to cast a spell to give him guidance?
I would say don't do it.
Okay, I'm still gonna have hold person at the red.
So... Well, this is why I wish I had higher charisma now that I know what I used to be.
Is it better than -2?
Oh, it is way better than -2. It's a +2.
Oh, well, that's good.
I just got to quickly check my bloods. I think I'm having a fucking diabetic low while I'm having an argument with a fictional character.
That's gonna suck mentally.
Oh God.
Answer: no, I'm not. Why am I shaking? I'm caring for non-existent people. All right. I don't ask for much, dice gods. Give me something good. I'm going to turn away and hit enter.
16.
That's not
16.
bad. Yeah, but this is Jack we're talking about. He's always looked out for us.
Look.
Then why is he not going to talk to everyone to emphasize the problem of this place? If he cares so much about his people, then he shall make sure that everyone knows that until this situation is handled, it is best to travel in pairs.
I mean, didn't he already do that with the notice board?
But people.
And how many people are following that? We need Jack's voice. Jack's voice will tell every mortal here, every one of you, your family members, their friends, and their family, that Jack is working to fix this, but he needs every civilian to work with him so that it can be a better future. Otherwise, as I point to this body, this is the 5th one this week. That's more bodies this week than any week before.
They look at Jack a little confused. And then it's like they... how do I describe it? It's like they come to a realization and then they look back at you. No, I think Jack's got this under control.
Alright, so you believe that Jack will tell everyone?
Yeah, Jack will do what's right. And Jack pipes up. As I said before, it is time for you to leave.
Alright, guards.
Give us.
Actually, I look at Jack dead in the eye. You can drop controlling those guards. I don't know much about magic, but I know that guards would not sit there after I told them that mortals are in danger, that their family is in danger, and you need to speak up for all of them. You are no leader.
I want to cast Detect
The
Magic
guards draw their
immediately
swords.
on the guard.
Okay. So the detect magic.
Yeah.
Stow your
I also
weapons,
do detect
guards.
magic.
I am not pulling out any weapons, and I have every right to be here. I am a celestial like he is. I have the right to have a say because I did something great in a past life, and it happened to be saving 8,000 individuals. You tell me, who would you rather be kicking out
Apparently,
right
with the
now?
Detect Magic, you detect everything within an area depending on how you cast it, which, yeah, so I'm going to
just
do
trying
that
to
so that...
find what this actually falls under. Appears to be an enchantment of some sort that quickly faded.
They were under an enchantment spell.
Jack,
You just cast
you
a
are
spell!
Jack,
Yeah.
you are hereby under arrest
Jack points to...
for crimes against mortals. You are under arrest.
Jack points to Merlin and
Guards?
says, he just tried to alter your minds with enchantment magic.
No,
Alright,
he was
and
the one who used enchantment magic.
I hold my hand
I
up.
used Detect Magic.
I hold my hand up. Guards, I'm going to say this once, and once only. A celestial dies after they have done something. I would send my 8,000 followers out of a dangerous environment and gave them a chance to live. Jack here has just said that after I gave a brilliant speech about how you should all be safe, you all drawn your swords against me and my friends. Why would we want you to draw your weapons against us after I told you the truth?
Merlin just kind of, isn't like reaching for a weapon or anything. I was not the one who
meant to
used
roll that
magic
in.
on you.
Yeah.
I used a spell to detect what was being used on you, and it was enchantment.
One of the guards puts their swords away, but the other three keep it out and begin to move around Merlin.
Guards, you must listen to us, as one of your guards has just realized the truth. Please. I promise you, from this moment and to my last breath, I would never put anyone in harm's way. Jack wants to keep a population of a certain number, even if it means pretending everything is fine. Tell me, guards, do you have families that you want to protect? I'm waiting for the guards to say anything.
They seem like they're confused.
Can I do an
Why
Arcana
would
check?
we want to alter your minds to attack us if we want to protect everyone here?
Can I do an Arcana check to see if there's still any magic on them?
Sure.
Leader leads by example, Jack.
21.
doesn't appear that there's magic currently affecting them, but their minds were at some point altered by the magic.
Jack, a leader leads by example, and your example is poor. You prefer numbers over safety.
Jack draws
Would
a
you
sword.
not?
This is the final time I will ask you to leave before I will remove you myself.
Jack, you don't want to
Is
do
there
this.
anything on the sword? Is there anything on his
There
sword?
is inscriptions along the center of the blade, but it is
What
only
is
a
it?
short sword.
Jack, you do not
What-
want to do this.
does it say?
8,000 individuals versus 300 people in this city. I would prefer 300 people live than one person. And if I need to, I know what to do.
The inscription isn't written in a language.
Oh.
I ask you again, Jack, lead by example and stop this foolishness. I am not asking you to lose seats. I'm asking you to be more of a leader. Do you not want more people here? A bigger vote? Why sacrifice all of that?
Follow me.
You want us? You want? I point to the.
Follow him. Follow him. You said.
All right, I will follow. You
Jack
two stay
gestures to the
here.
guards to deal with the corpse on the ground, and then he begins to walk towards the church.
All right. Ooh, remember there can't be any magic that can be casted in the church.
Yep. Why the fuck am I shaking?
Okay. Let me get up the map for the church.
Wow, I just found like an old macaroni thing on the floor.
Are you okay, by the way, Tox? Because you said, why am I shaking?
I don't know why I'm shaking. I actually I think I might know it's because of it might be because of the last 48 hours, but otherwise, it might also just be because I'm freezing.
I'm also shaking a little bit too, if that makes you feel any better. Oh, by the way, Atlas, because you're level 4, you get not only an ability score improvement, but also a feat of your choice.
Can't do that until we're level 4. And
Oh.
because we still have to do this 1 month of thing.
Merlin's level 4 currently still, right?
Yeah, you're level 4 because your training was a part of the alchemist stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got a little fast track because you had a teacher, I would say.
Yeah, the alchemist.
I'm honestly hoping to break through to Jack because I don't want to do what I think I'm gonna have to do, which is pull a gorilla and tear his arms off, wait for him to regenerate, and do it again until he's nothing but a level 1 mess, and then tell him to go out and tell the people what happened, so that we tell the people what is going on, because I will do so. I will use my strength against someone. I will act like a gorilla, because gorillas can tear people's arms off, and I am about as strong as a gorilla.
So, if you click on the Discord
all
image
meta.
of Jack and zoom in on his face.
Yep. Oh.
Vampire! Oh! Oh no!
Wait, hang
Oh
on.
no!
Hold up. Hold
Wait a
up.
minute, hold on. Would my perception have noticed that? Because I got 15 passive perception.
His passive stealth is slightly higher than that.
Well, yeah, but he smiled at one stage.
He smirked.
Oh!
He grinned.
Oh, and he quickly
He
hid
grinned.
it.
Yeah, he quickly hid.
Oh.
It's
That's because he was
daytime
trying
now.
to hide that. Yes, it is daytime.
Okay, so he must be some kind of daywalker or something.
No, I think it might have something to do with that ring on his left-hand finger.
Oh, we finally are piecing it.
Wait, so hang on. He might not actually be a celestial. He might just be a very powerful vampire. Okay, I can't tear his arms off because he's a vampire. However, I can smash his teeth and feed him to it.
I mean, is it reasonable to assume that Merlin would be perceiving Jack to see if there's anything off? You know, like.
It explains
Physical
why he
wise?
had that little accent to him just before.
Yeah.
The accent was an act. He got sick of holding it up.
Yeah, why?
So can Merlin, like, see if there's anything up with like his
Anyway,
memory or
I am
sources?
following him to the
Yeah,
church.
like while we're following him, can Merlin
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck
use
just happened?
perception?
Why is everything gone black?
So
Oh,
what
it's
do you...
changing.
Can I use a perception? While we're following, can Merlin do a perception to see if there's anything off about Jack?
Oh, as you actually get
physically?
towards the doorway of a church, he stops hiding the fact that he's got fangs. That's why I pointed it out.
Oh. Oh, you're a vampire.
Yes,
Stop.
I've been
Don't
called that.
don't go into the church. This is obviously a trap.
That's incredibly
There's
racist of you.
Oh,
No, it's
so
because there's no magic that can be casted within the church.
that includes his own.
He may have something to accept that ability. It might be any magic other than his.
We're all celestials. We're going to have to deal with death at some point.
Yeah, but he can just keep killing us over and over again and again.
He won't get any more satisfaction out of it than we will. So, Jack,
Let me
I
know when
hope
you
you're
can see the map.
taking us. I still see darkness. I'm gonna zoom out to see if I can see absolutely anything. I can see nothing. I'm gonna ask Jack. Jack.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just waiting for James to say something.
Ezra, how are you taking this realization?
Yes.
You're a paladin, man. This is an undead. You should be holier than thou. Smite! Anyway,
I'm divine smiting him. Can I do that?
oh
No,
god.
not yet, not yet.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. No, not yet.
Alright, let me know
Anyway.
when you guys can see the new map. You might need to
Yeah,
refresh.
I'll refresh. So I asked Jack one more question. Jack,
Yes?
the reason that you don't want anyone freaking out is because you are the killer. Am I correct in this?
Are you inside
That-
or outside of the church?
Outside.
Yeah,
I'm at the door of the church.
He just
Yeah.
continues walking
Alright,
into
wait,
the
hold on. I
church.
need to exit game and then.
Will you be killing us if we enter here? I
will
want
not
an
lay a
honest
finger
answer.
on you while you're in here.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
I'd like
eyes.
to insight check that. I like to insight
He's
Yeah.
telling the
check
truth.
that with
It's
guidance.
James, I
as
still
if there's a
can't
zone
see
of
the map.
truth on this place. Sorry, what did you say?
I still can't see the map. Everything's just black.
Yep, I'm trying to fix that at the moment.
That don't mean shit, meta, because I know a spell that stops that from working, and it's an 8th level spell.
I don't
Where
think he'd be powerful enough for that meta-wise.
meta-wise, yeah, I would hope that he's not that powerful, considering that we've just found our first lead for 2000. I mean, Right.
Oh, it finally loaded.
Yep, it loaded.
I may have
I
just
shall-
left you guys on a dynamic lighting layer, and that was driving me insane.
Oof. So I take my first step into the church, and I die instantly.
No. You feel actually pretty good.
Merlin's actually going to make sure that there's going to do an Arcana check to make sure there's the truth and there's nothing counteracting it.
Though that would be more insight check than Arcana.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll do insight, and of course I still got guidance.
He is telling you the truth.
Right.
Actually, it was more to see if there is actually a Stone of Truth spell, and if there is anything, that could be disrupting it. So anyway, he can trick us.
Yeah, this is Arcana. I will believe it because I am no magic user. So yeah.
Alright, make your Arcana check. Though to really have so you'll have disadvantage with this. To have a normal roll, you'll need to actually see the sigils that are making the spell act.
Now that I've taken some steps
I'll
in,
take the disadvantage.
once that's done, I'll have a question to ask him.
Make the second roll. Okay, 8.
I'm adding guidance to the first
You're
one.
not certain
to
when it comes to the spell. With guidance, you couldn't reach the DC, which is 13.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for all these statues to be golems. To be honest,
That's
he
not a
said
bad
he
idea.
wouldn't. He said he wouldn't lay a finger on us. Doesn't mean he wouldn't have other things lay a finger on. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, the vampire spawn. Fuck. Well, I've got a
So he
question to
walks
ask
in and
him.
leans against the chair.
I walk in. So if you're not going to kill us, why bring us here?
He holds up a finger as if to tell you to wait, as he looks
Alright.
towards the others to walk.
I'll step over here. I shall turn this way. I just realized the dwarf statue's on the outside. Wait, is he casting minor illusion? Is he actually a vampire dwarf? Or is he about to hit us with a Skyrim quote and be like, "Oh, did someone steal your sweet roll?"
Ezra, you go ahead and stay right at the door, just inside, and make sure the doors don't close.
Alright. I'm gonna literally like I don't know how you explain this. What's the adjective I'm trying to find? Lean on the area.
You're gonna lean, right? So you're gonna lean on the door, and
Yeah.
but you're inside. You're inside the church walls,
Yeah.
right here.
And Merlin is going to hold an action to hit him with a dart.
Wait, what if it turns out?
A spell.
What if
To try and cast a spell.
right? What if it turns out Jack the Ripper is in this city and it's one of his underlings, but he's actually Vlad the Impaler.
That'd be hilarious.
And Vlad the Ripper and Jack the Impaler are the two people here. Meta. This is all meta.
Ezra, can you see the map?
I can now.
I'm just watching as everything's gone dark.
Yeah, cool. I'm standing like this.
Essentially, my plan is... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to hold Thorn Whip as an action, so that way if he does try to cast a spell, I can interrupt it.
Alright. He's just standing there looking towards Ezra, waiting for Ezra.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be waiting here. You guys go on in.
He continues to lean on it, still looking at you, waiting for you to...
Jack, leaders lead by example. Let me be the leader here. I will take whatever brunt they have.
He needs to enter here.
Say again?
He needs to enter here, Jack says impatient.
What do you say?
It's up to you, Ezra. You can either enter or keep Jack waiting. Because unfortunately, it looks like we are going. Oh, we are not.
I'm not leaving you guys behind, so I'm entering.
Right, yeah. Because
Okay.
it's either we
He
enter
clicks his
or we
fingers
leave.
and the door's shut behind you. Well, you can attempt to try and stop him from shutting if you'd like to try.
Yes.
Okay, make a dexterity check to get in the way, and then you'll probably need to make an athletics check to try and control it.
Can Merlin use Thorn Whip to try and stop it?
I assume you were prepared
then
for this,
athletics.
weren't you, Ezra?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do get in the way,
Merlin was.
but the door slams on you with that natural one, and it's like it pushes itself shut, and then it stops with just enough of an opening for you to get back through, because the doors had shut, basically pushing you outwards a bit.
So
the Thorn Whip that you tried to launch at it did not launch at all. It was like the spell was counterspell.
Remember, this place is one spell that is allowed, or maybe only one school of magic that's allowed, which is some sort of celestial magic. This is all meta.
Yeah.
My character knows diddly dick about magic.
I mean, he's a barbarian, so makes sense.
I'm a barbarian who used to lead people. I was elected to lead, not read. Number 3.
Meta, there's gotta be a lot of stuff here because my token is freaking the heck out and everything is being laggy.
There's a lot of light. There's a lot of light. Like, there are torches everywhere.
Okay, I'm probably just going to turn it to daylight mode if it's causing issues for you. Doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Yeah, it is causing me some big issues.
I'm fine on my computer because I've got a $4,000 computer hooked up to the internet with Ethernet cable.
You also gotta remember, I'm on a laptop, and an older laptop, and on a hotspot.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that, man. And it's...
Oh, it is much better.
Cool. So Ezra, are there doors? That door is open slightly enough for you to get through?
Yeah, I'm gonna... Wait, is that to go out or back in?
Back in.
Yeah, back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna go back in.
Okay, and then it tries to shut again behind. Right, now we can talk honestly. You've got questions, and I assume I have answers.
Honestly, why hide... Or why put a bounty up if you know that adventurers are going to peer into it?
Well, the main reason I put it up is because it's sort of like a challenge. I want to see if any mortals can actually, figure it out.
Oh, I wouldn't have expected it was you until you started wigging out on us.
I made it pretty obvious for any Celestial to figure out. I mean, Jack the Ripper? Jack's not even my actual name. I just went with it to try and trick people into putting it together.
Oh, well, Jack the Ripper, why does that always sound so familiar? I swear I heard something about that in the past. Oh, anyway. So what, you something like Vlad the Impaler then?
Sort of something along those lines.
So,
Oh.
if you don't mind me asking, who were you in your original life?
I was the person they called Jack the Ripper. That's not my actual name, but that is who I was.
Is the child actually gone to the location you were talking of, or did you kill him?
Yeah, he went to the Celestia Academy.
Was I going to make a joke right now? Good thing I'm not a fighter knight, because if I was a fighter knight, I'd be able to take him.
He licked his lips as he looks at Ezra. Paladin's always the most feisty one.
You said you wouldn't harm us in here.
I won't. But I'll defend myself if he comes at me.
Merlin then just kind of like stands in front of Ezra.
Ezra
I
just
would
sits
like
really
to.
quiet,
I would
full
like
anger.
to speak. I would like to speak for us and say that we only have two options here, friends. Option one is we listen to Jack and see what he has to say, because it seems like right now we have two options: die or leave, or accept what he is doing.
Let's just hear him out at least.
So I bring tourists into this town. I consume some of them.
Some of them, but it's
Some of them.
always only tourists.
Yeah.
So that is why everyone here is so fine with what is going on.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of suggestion going on there, but that's no big issue.
I knew there was,
It's
you
not
know
like
what,
I'm
Meta,
making
I
them
forgot
stay
what it's
here
called.
against their will. I'm just telling them everything will be fine for them. And it's not like it's a lie.
It isn't a lie.
So that lady we talked to was a tourist? I thought she said she lived here.
Oh, she was an issue. Well, technically she didn't live here anymore. Today was her last week. She was moving up to
How-
Celestia.
Oh. Pity. So what do you entail then, Jack? What is there for us? We leave, we don't get to do any more quests here, we're never allowed back.
I mean, as long as you stop messing with my stuff, I'm fine with you staying here.
So you want us to drop the entire quest?
Just ignore what I do, and I'll let you guys do whatever you want.
I turn my head and look at them, and I look back. We put a lot of work into finding out this information.
I'll give you the reward.
I wasn't going to ask for the full rewards, I was just going to ask for some.
Tell you what, I'll
But
even
we'll
give
take
you a little
full.
bit extra to keep it quiet.
I look to the group. This is a group choice. I cannot speak for everyone.
That was
I can
2007.
I can understand keeping things quiet to stop you from going hungry. I only know vampires as creatures who sustain themselves on blood, so I do not know what you sustain yourself on, but I would believe it is something like that. So Merlin and Ezra, we need to have a sit down and think about this.
He gestures
Yeah.
to the entire church. Feel free to sit down wherever you like.
Turn to you guys. I'm gonna walk over. Merlin was typing for a second.
Oh.
I expected
So-
swords to start swinging.
My mic is dead. Oh, all right. Well, Merlin
wait, hold
and
on,
there we go.
Oh, no,
We
there
can
go,
hear you.
there we
We can
go.
hear you.
All right, Merlin and Ezra, we need to make a decision.
I don't think
We
we should
have
let him leave. Let him do his thing.
yes, but
I mean,
I-
he does technically need to. I don't agree with it, but I don't think we could even take him.
have you looked at any? I look back towards Jack. Have you looked at any alternatives than just killing outright and taking blood? Is there a way that you could maybe set up something like from my old world, like a blood donation, have
It's
an
not the blood
apothecary?
that I consume, it's the actual soul from within the blood. Don't
So
worry,
they're just
their soul goes on to the afterlife afterwards. It just sits in my stomach for a few days.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
I can. I look back. I can. I do not condone what he is doing, but think of it as if we were farmers. The same reason why people known as vegans existed in my world was because they hated the idea of people farming other sentient creatures for food. This is the exact same.
I mean, to be fair, pigs aren't really sentient like humans or other creatures, but I get your meaning.
They still feel emotions and they do experience death. The
It's
point
not like I
is
asked to be a vampire. I just arrived this way.
there, see? Just like how I arrived as
I mean,
a dragonborn, and so did Ezra here. And Merlin, you arrived as you did. We all arrived because of circumstance, and I believe in a former life I was but a human.
I think we were all humans. I don't think there were other creatures like we are now in our world.
What sort of tourists come here, as I look towards him?
All kinds.
Any that have ever done wrong to others, or do you
Okay.
not discriminate?
I don't particularly discriminate, but if I have the option to kill someone who's done something wrong, then I'll go with them first.
I mean,
Or
he does somewhat. He needs it to survive. It's not like he's necessarily doing it because he wants to.
well, Ezra, you have a say in this, remember. Ezra has his mic muted.
You got your mic muted, man.
I think we'll wait for Ezra to come back before we make any decisions, because frankly, my character is looking at this like it's the same thing as what vegans would probably try and protest. It's just like it's inhumane, but
That was the
I'm just
moral
saying.
dilemma that I tried to propose with this situation.
Yeah,
But-
I mean,
unfortunately, I
there's also
can
the
understand,
argument
and
that
it's
we
not
can't
cannibalism
necessarily,
either. Yeah, and I mean, he would probably outright kill us, but then he'd throw us away and just say, you can go ahead and tell anyone what you want, but he already is on the council, and the council must know he's a vampire, so there's not really, this is all meta, by the way. The council won't do anything about it because he was born that way. And remember, celestials aren't inherently bad or good, they're just the way they are.
Yeah, and even though this is a meta conversation, I think in the end we can kind of come to the same agreement that it's better to let him keep doing what he's doing.
Because he has told us that he tries to go for those who are less pure of heart to begin with, which means he's actually doing a rather brutal but necessary job. It's sad to say that, but he is doing a necessary evil, and that
I mean,
that's
You know
that's the crux is necessary evils need to exist, because if we try and dethrone him, what's to say a greater evil will not take his place that will be more brutal?
I mean, also, actually, that kind of actually, I kind of think that's a bit of the thought process Merlin has, because I mean, he did kill like 3 million people, by sinking
And
it.
I saved 8,000 people by
And
sending them
Merlin,
away.
Merlin, did that to try and save the world, essentially in his eyes.
Fun
So
fact:
he
at
Well,
did
Ezra,
both your
for
time
good.
periods, you both ended and saved about 1% of the world's population.
wait,
Oh wow.
ended and saved.
You saved. Merlin ended.
Right. Well, now that's actually quite scary, considering that Atlantis,
I just killed the Pope.
which, okay, Ezra is here. So Ezra, meta. Right now we're having a meta talk.
Oh, okay, cool.
So right now
But we can
we're
get back to
looking.
the main character.
Yeah, right now for meta we're looking at. He is he has got evil, but it's because it's how he has to live. And he is a necessary evil compared to, say, a non-necessary evil, which kills and makes people suffer just for the sake of killing and making people suffer. So
So
though we would, though we would be letting him live, or letting evil live, he is a power that is keeping those hordes of zombies from getting to this town, which is something that is a very necessary thing. He is not trying to kill people who are good. He is looking for people who are more or less already done something that has put their souls in a more of a compromised state. And we've already asked if we can have him do blood bank, but that's not gonna work.
yeah. So that's essentially everything you kind of need to know up until this point. We're essentially in character, asking for your opinion.
Yeah, so now it's up, and now it's your opinion, because I am fine with letting a necessary evil continue as long as the necessary evil keeps people safe.
Merlin's also okay with it, mainly because of that, and because we probably can't beat the guy.
Oh, I don't. Oh, hands down. If it weren't for the fact he was going for more or less the, because my original thought was he was just bringing people into town and killing and killing off people who already lived here, and then having new people live here because he got bored of them. I thought he was just a fucking megalomaniac, but no, it sounds like he's actually trying to do good. Unfortunately, he has to do evil, which means he's probably maybe I'd meta. He might be either chaotic good or trying to be law, or he might be lawful evil. Don't know which one, but he's still trying.
He's the rare class evil good
Evil good.
or good evil.
Lawful evil.
So, all right, well, and see, he's still following rules. What's to say if we do dethrone him somehow? The hordes of zombies will not come into this town, or something
Yeah.
catastrophic. Like, we would love to see a good world, but in the world I came from, there is no such thing as pure good.
Wait a minute, is this in character or meta?
That last bit was that. So I'm just, but now I've just got to ask Ezra.
Yeah.
What do you have to add to this? Do you have any memories from your past life that could give you any cause for idea?
I understand the part of necessary evil, because I mean, I killed. Oh, my memory tells me that I've killed a pope to appoint a different pope. to take charge, and I was the guard of the new pope. That did not make any sense because I don't know how to explain it, but
Unfortunately, meta, that makes perfect sense because I listen to Sabaton.
Ah.
And I can just think of one song when you talk about
Merlin-
a pope dying.
Merlin's like Pope? What's a Pope?
Pope is a religious figure of the highest order.
yeah.
Oh.
When I was
I
born,
mean-
when I was born and watched this thing, a television box which had moving pictures and words in it, I would sometimes see this man in a white or red. Keep forgetting that goddamn word.
Just say hat, I guess.
Vestment.
I'll just use
I
the
think
word
Merlin-
gown.
Yeah,
It's not a gown.
vest.
It's like
Just say gown.
I know it's a vestment. I'm pretty sure it's a vestment or vestin or something. Point is that he would be the top of of his religious sector. Usually, a pope would be what was. Is it still the same religions? The meta. Just asking, is it still the same religions?
The necessary evil as well. I committed a little something. I ended up killing 3 million people by sinking the city of Atlantis.
What's Jack's reaction to that? I want to see Jack's reaction to that.
He's a
Yeah,
little
he is
shocked.
saying this.
So you're saying Atlantis is real?
It was, but I sunk it to save the world.
Atlantis, that's the name of the mythical city that went in under the waves. Wait, so you killed all those people?
I didn't
Yeah,
even
look
kill
at that
3 million
world.
people.
I look at Jack, and then I look at you, Melon. Who's the necessary evil here? I've forgotten. As I chuckle.
I'm not entirely proud of it.
the Pope.
He looks a little
rapper.
intimidated by you, Mel.
Those figures are
I guess
a lot.
Merlin looks over and says, I guess I have the higher kill count.
Give Jack some time. I'm sure he'll get to that point because I don't know where we're going with this, but I
I'm just
believe.
saying that I understand the necessary evil part.
All right, Ezra, what is your verdict?
Mine.
Yes, what is your verdict? Oh, before we continue, what paladin are you? What oath?
My oath. Ooh. I think it was
I really hope it's not the one I think of, because if it is, you don't.
a channel divinity sacred weapon.
Yeah, I'm
Those
asking for
tenants.
the tenants. Please read those out to me.
Okay. Though the exact words of strictures of the Oath of Devotion vary, paladins in this oath share these tenets: honesty, courage, compassion. Show mercy to your foes, but temper it with wisdom.
All right.
Honor, duty. That's all of the tenets.
So what does duty say?
Be responsible for your actions and their consequences, protect those entrusted to your care, and obey those who have just authority over you.
So
Jack has
honesty.
just authority over you.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Jack has got just authority over us. He is the ruler of this area. But you also must, on top of that, he also is protecting his people. He's not protecting the people outside of this town. So technically, in a roundabout way, with a slight loophole, no one's really getting hurt.
Although
Just-
one of my tenets is honor, which also says treat others with fairness and let your honorable deeds be an example to them. Do as much good as possible while causing the least amount of harm.
Well, right now he's going about it a brutal way, but he's actually dealing with people who are sort of lowlives and have done bad things. he's having them come here and then he kills them. So,
Honesty, don't lie or cheat. Let your word be your promise. Courage, never fear to act, though caution is wise. Compassion, aid others, protect the weak, punish those who threaten
Yeah.
them. Show mercy to
Show
your
mercy
foes,
to
but
your
temper it with
foes.
wisdom. Honor, treat others with fairness, and let your honorable deeds be an example to them. Do as much good as possible while causing the least amount of harm. Duty, be responsible for your actions and their consequences. Protect those entrusted
this
to your
is
care, and obey those who have just authority over you.
this is a complete gray area for the Paladin of Devotion.
Yeah.
Because he meets a lot of the areas in the
but if
good way,
even
but a
one
lot of
tenant,
areas in the bad way.
the way that I've played gods, and I don't know if this is the same way that the DM plays gods or whoever gives those powers. If even one of those areas, if one of those tenants is broken, you can basically kiss goodbye to your to devotion, and you will become an Oathbreaker. And Oathbreakers are a scary place to be because you can very easily stop being able to play your character if you die once.
So depending on who made you I treat it as depending on who made you a paladin depends on the actual condition for it. So if someone made you a paladin, then it's depending on their viewpoint on if you broke it. Or if it's you who made yourself a paladin, then it's depending on your own personal viewpoint of it. So if you think you broke one of them, then you become a what's it called?
Oathbreaker.
Oathbreaker.
Yeah. And that can quickly lead to Death Knight because Death Knights are just after that. Scary things, those.
Wait, I can become a Death Knight if I break one of the oaths or one of the tenants.
You'll become an Oathbreaker and then you'll become a Death Knight after a death, but that is not something you want to look at doing because that can bring internal suffering to you. Like
Oh.
you will not know rest ever. Your soul will wander in a
I
rotting,
think the
dead
celestial
corpse.
power would probably overpower that.
We don't know. This is all meta,
I mean,
but we
yeah,
don't
this
know.
is meta.
That could be
This
an
is meta.
experiment for one of these.
Probably the paladin.
Yeah. All right, so Ezra, what is your final choice? A necessary evil
I'm
is.
gonna let him be the necessary evil.
All right. All right.
It's a
Final
unanimous
votes.
vote,
Are
then.
we all dying, or are we going to accept him as?
We're going to accept him.
All right. With, of course, the pay because we did find out who did it.
Naturally.
All
He
right.
also told us, but
All right,
yeah.
Jack. We
Okay.
figured it out, and we would like
I
our
heard
pay.
he pulls out a
It was-
bag and starts counting gold.
All right.
This should be enough. And he hands you a pouch with 2,143 gold.
2,143.
I guess let's put all that towards the party fund.
2,143, you said?
And then he reaches into his pocket and pulls out 3 ring cases.
Ring cases.
Now these rings can take you to the Celestial City. All you have to do is break the gem. He
Well,
opens
we
one of the
still
boxes
have.
and it's identical to the ring on his hand.
Nice.
Here.
We
let
have
me-
some.
Let me just make sure it's genuine.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just.
We
make
have some
sure
more.
It's so. It's.
Sorry,
safe.
you're cutting out.
Go
It's,
ahead and ask your questions while I'm.
Melon's gonna check if they're safe.
Okay.
I don't know how he's gonna do that. Arcana check is the only thing that I can think of
Yeah.
because magic is just not working in here. So I will say that is very kind. Though we will probably stick around here for a little longer if you'll have us.
Oh, I was just giving you these rings because they also allow you to use magic while within the Celestial.
Oh. Oh, nice. Apart from the
What
fact
does
I don't
Merlin-
need to teleport, so I don't use magic.
It appears
That's
what he's
pretty
doing,
good.
what he's telling you is the truth.
Well, remember, Zone of Truth is
Well, that
all
was
around here.
Arcana to make sure the. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Well,
I
I
was just letting you know
making
about the
sure that
magical
the rings
effect
were
on
safe
them
and stuff
bodies
with an
now.
arc.
So I will
Oh,
take it,
okay.
and I'll take a ring, and then bow respectfully,
Okay.
and I will.
Merlin's going to do the same thing.
Okay.
I would suggest
Just
maybe
promise.
taking down that bounty from that price in case any more come through.
Oh, I enjoyed a challenge.
Oh, if it brings you joy, then it brings you joy.
He clicks his fingers again and the doors open.
I hold out my hand for a handshake.
He shakes your hand. You feel his skin is rather cold.
Oh, yeah. Mine would be slightly cold as well, considering, I'm close towards lizard.
Dragonborn.
Yeah, I'm closer towards reptilian than I am human. So we're both just sort of sitting there, just like, wow, hands are cold. Really should have put some gloves on.
For the record, if you guys are wondering how I'm not burning in daylight, he pulls out a necklace that's got four blue amulet charms on them.
That was a concern, but after I remembered something called Twilight, I didn't want to ask.
For fuck's a Twilight?
Some weird movie
I
with
love
sparkly vampires that could go out in the daylight, and all that would happen is they'd be sparkly. I wasn't a fan.
He looks genuinely confused.
Don't worry, it was some sort of movie, like a theater play.
I see.
I think the first person was. I think the main character was Edward Scissorhands. No, wait, that was a different movie.
Very well.
Anyway,
He tosses the last box to Ezra.
Oh, bye. Catch it.
Cool. Well, that
Man,
didn't go how I was expecting to at all.
what do you mean
Yeah,
you were?
you-
What do you think was gonna
I was
happen? You
expecting us to fight him.
I was
Yeah,
expecting you to
alright.
murder him.
No, he's a celestial. He will come back. He's also a vampire, so he double comes back.
Double trouble.
Because the only way that's like meta, the only way that you can kill. In fact, we don't even have silvered weapons, so we couldn't even do a
Couldn't
dint on him.
radiant magic kill him?
Yeah, but we can't use. We wouldn't be able to cast magic in here.
Yeah.
But now we
That's
can.
also the other thing.
And now that we have the gold and we have the money, let's get now.
I guess we just go ahead and walk out of here and
Well-
finish up the time skip.
Well, we've got the time skip, which is doing your the alchemist thing for 5 gold a day, which you're still doing.
Yep.
Um,
Of course, you still leveling up and doing the fields, and Ezra
Yep.
doing the fields as well.
And then finally, after the first 8 months of us being here, we'll look towards the sorcerer and get that done.
Alright.
Of course, I know we're gonna get shit for this from group like 1. Group 1's gonna be like, yeah, we're getting the shit beat out of us, and you guys just say, yeah, it's fine, vampire, you cool.
You guys are group 1, they're group 2.
Yeah,
Why do I see group 2? Oh, it's they're posting Pope stuff.
Oh right, yeah, that's in the text channel, general too. The Pope started like
Oh, they're
spitting
watching
fire,
us. Can
and
you
I just
believe...
had to put him out.
Hey
So, you know.
guys. Hey guys who are watching us, can you believe Merlin's the one who sunk Atlantis?
So Aiden was in chat before. He pointed out
And
a
then-
thing, Jack for Ripper. Really? You guys haven't figured that out yet?
When did he say that?
A little bit before you guys did.
I mean, we didn't want to
Look, no, because I only heard the Ripper later on in the game. So, like, Jack, I don't assume shit. If you go around assuming shit, you just die.
This is true.
I just also. Because, assuming gets people killed. Needless deaths.
So, Merlin, you're continuing with the alchemist.
Yep.
Okay, Atlas, you're continuing the field.
Yep. I will continue in the field and working on,
Yeah, same.
the con as usual.
Okay.
And of course,
And
the
then I'm
level
gonna
up.
be working on my wisdom.
Okay, and how long are you guys going to be doing this?
Till 8 months since our first arrival.
Till I can
Because
start
I'm-
leveling
So 6
up.
more months.
unless of course we've changed our minds on that.
No, let's
no, I'm
keep
happy with
going
that.
with. Yeah, let's keep going with 8 months.
Because once we've reached 8 months, we'll have a lot more understanding of who we were before, so that we can then make more solid decisions. Because right now, I already can say that if we started leaving and doing things, and Merlin remembered what he did, he'd probably have a fucking crisis after saving like a burning building full of like orphans. He'd save all the orphans. He'd wake up the next day and be like, I killed 3 million people. I've only saved 30 orphans. Oh my
I
god.
mean, he already knows that he killed like 3 million.
Okay,
He's not
Yeah,
happy
but-
about it.
Beforehand.
so each of you
Yeah.
gets inspiration.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
What is
So,
this for, by the way?
Sorry, what was that?
What is this for, by the way?
Handling what I was expecting to be a boss fight without actually needing to.
What does
Well, that's
inspiration
because-
actually let me do though?
inspiration is so if it's a DM inspiration, I think you just get to re-roll your d20.
So it either gives
Ah.
you absolute advantage, meaning that if you've got disadvantage on it, you still get advantage, or if you've already got advantage on it, you automatically critically succeed.
I don't know what Jack thinks about all this. We were ready to fight him, and then he's just like, "Oh yeah, so I am the person." Then we're all just in there like, "Oh yeah, understandable. You're a vampire. Yeah, we get it."
Finds out one of the guys destroyed Atlantis.
And he's just like, "Jesus Christ."
He was actually a bit concerned then that he was about to get wasted.
I mean,
Better be careful, or else
ended
sink the
3 million
city.
people.
Well, there's a river here already. You're already one step ahead of him.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
And again, I guess we'll say hi to Jack, see how he's going. Not ask any questions. That would be weird. Just see how things are
So,
going.
for the remainder of the
'cause-
time skip, you get 3,750 XP each.
3,000.
3,000. Sorry, I need to recalculate that because that is assuming that you're doing the same thing.
Ah,
Yeah, Merlin's being an alchemist.
Yeah, and I'm.
training and tending farms.
Yeah.
So Atlas, you get 3,500.
Yep.
Ezra, you get 3,500.
Okay.
Also, once you've dished out Merlin's, I've got to ask another question.
Merlin, you get 3,400. Oh, sorry, 3,750.
Right on. Now, what about the XP for handling handling that with finesse? Do we get any, or is it already
I'm about
calculated
to-
into?
I'm about to get to that.
Do me last because I'm still adding in the XP.
So
Okay, and
So
you get
5
1,600. Sorry, 1,066 XP each from this.
1,066.
Yep.
Alright, so so first that becomes a 2, that becomes a 3, that becomes a 6. So that added, that becomes a becomes a 6. That becomes a 3. That becomes a 3. That becomes a 7. Ah, good. During this time skip, we get to level 5, or at least I get to level 5.
How much XP
How much
do you
do we
have?
need for level 5?
6,500.
6,500. Jinx,
Oh,
you owe us a better.
6,500.
You owe us the same quality game that you've been giving us so far.
So if I'm right with my math, I'll have 4,816.
Nice.
Did you
And
add the free?
combined
Did you add the 3,000 plus?
so that was so that's all the XP we gained put together.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and so with that added into my current
Best
XP,
use a calculator. Yeah.
5,000. That's 5,900.
Right, that's a little lower than my calculations. I'm up to 7,336.
Did you subtract your leveling XP?
Is leveling XP?
So when you reach level 3, you subtract 900 that it cost you to get to level 3.
No, because you didn't tell me we had to do that. Which means I might need to subtract the 300 from level 2 as well, because I don't think I did that.
So how much?
No,
how
hang on,
much
you got
XP
us
does
to
it
do
take
that.
to get to level 5?
Level 5 is
How
6,500.
much? Oh my god.
So
That's
I
such a
will
steep
be.
increase.
Oh, you should see level 6 is 14,000. And then level 7 is 23,000. Level 8 is 34,000. Level 9 is 48,000.
Stop. You're going to give me a brain aneurysm.
Level 20 is 355,000.
And if we're going anywhere past that, I think that like the last one is 3 million plus.
So after that, it doubles each time.
Jeez.
Right. So I got minus 900, so that's that.
I have the option between ability score or feat. And I don't know what to do. Because the
you get
feat is
both.
grapple. Oh, I get both.
I am now no longer high enough to get to level 5.
It doesn't let me choose both, though.
I thought I was going to.
In this campaign, you're allowed to do both.
Yeah. So normally the sheet won't let you do that. If you're doing it manually, then it will allow you to, but if you're doing it automatically, it won't.